Welcome to Matosinhos, Portugal. Here in Porto, we are just witnessing Biotherm leading the fleet by a healthy margin. Paul Meilhat and the rest of his crew have worked tirelessly through the night, through the preceding days, and are now continuing their clean sweep of the scoreboard. They got 7 points from Kiel to Portsmouth. They got the bonus gate as well, a maximum 2 points. Then leaving the Solent on this leg 2, they got the 2 points at her spit. And now they are getting 7 points at this flyby, the halfway stage of this leg. So far, they have not put a foot wrong. We've got all of our 7 Amokas lining up to cross the scoring gate, the pause line, the flyby line here in Porto. The sailors will make their way into the port, but no one will be stepping off the boat apart from the skipper, and nothing will be coming onto the boat. The skipper is just stepping off for a few interviews, a chance to hear from the sailors themselves. But for the boat, for the team, the race continues. This is just a chance to catch their breath. And it's been quite the leg so far for all of these teams. We are just about 2.5 minutes to go for Paul Meilhat to be the first boat to cross the line. And I'm sure it's going to be a real relief to be able to take their foot off the accelerator, because for the last 24, 48, 36 hours, these boats have been locked in an incredibly tight battle, neck and neck, being able to see each other, see multiple boats. At times the fleet were so packed together that there was only 5 miles separating, fifth to first. We've had restarts, we've had stretches, and now this final stretch, if indeed you can call it that, where Biotherm is coming into this scoring line just a little over 10 minutes ahead of Johan Richomme and Team Paprec Arkea. That's probably the largest split that we have seen in this fleet for this leg. And while the conditions and the breeze and the waves have not been particularly ruthless, they've had a comparatively quite benign crossing of the Bay of Biscay, the intensity of the race has meant that they have had to have worked incredibly hard. Fighting hard for every boat length, every metre, sometimes losing, sometimes winning. Paprec Arkea coming from first to last, back to fourth to third now. Fingers crossed for them, second, but Biotherm also finding their way through. They took the lead as the fleet rounded Cape Finisterre, and they held that. And just before the finish line, which is just in front of them now, or the scoring line I should say, they've been able to extend. So the scoring line just ahead. This will be 7 points, another maximum score for Biotherm. Already on the top of the leaderboard, but this propels them almost out of reach for some of the teams. And the other skippers and the other sailors in this fleet will be beginning to ask some serious questions about if any vulnerabilities lie in Biotherm. Can they find them? Can they exploit them? There's the line. Biotherm bearing away to go through the line, and the clock stops for them, but another clock now starts. They will be back here on this water in 3 hours' time on that exact same line to continue their journey all the way to southern Spain, to Cartagena. But for now, they have 3 hours respite. 3 hours where we'll see the boat coming into port, Paul Meilhat, the skipper, coming off, and everybody else preparing that boat as the journey continues. But what a fantastic performance for this team on this leg, and indeed in this race. 7 points now awarded to Biotherm, and they continue their dominance at the top of the scoreboard.
Lasted.
Fick hon, jag har prövat om det. C'est bon pour aller au bout.